It was another hard day in this battle for survival. I went and looted a old village south of the river, and I had heard about some sort of industrial military base. I heard it's south of Brody in the woods. I'm gonna be heading there today. Maybe get some more equipment. Find shelter, have something to eat and drink. After a few days of exploring, Alexei came back to base. Came back with some stuff, but he had someone to meet down south. And so he went back. Told me he had business to attend, which is strange because I did not recall Alexei knowing someone else besides his two fallen comrades. But good for him if he can find useful items, if he can find allies. At this point, we will take all we can get. When I woke up this morning, I looked at the sun. Slept away from base yesterday night. Look how beautiful it is. Unfortunately, I didn't get to know my son all that much. He was young when the infection broke out. But I do remember taking a fishing trip with him when he was 4. I remember teaching him some cool things. How to get worms, use the bait, and I showed him how to gut fish. Of course, he was not going to do it by himself yet, but in a few years, I'm sure he could have become a better hunter than his father. Unfortunately, here I am today, talking to myself, running in the woods, wondering what could have been. It's unfair, man. I thought I had life figured out. I had married my wife, met her in high school. We wanted a son, and that's all we wanted. We're always looking at bigger families, wondering how the hell these people do it. And I remember we were at my older brother's, who had 4 children. And they were running around all the time, and my wife and I would eye roll and look at one another and smile as we were happy that this was not our fate. We wanted one. We had gotten it. And all went marvelously well. My wife's labor was fast. And in her own words, of course, that didn't show when the baby was coming out. But admittedly, her own words, she said, not that painful. I remember her friends giving her shit for it. You didn't suffer, they say. My wife just went, no. And she would always finish by, how could the most beautiful day of my life be pain? Yeah, that woman was a rock. I miss her every day. I remember wanting to become a policeman to, carry a gun, put down criminals, protect the widow and the orphan. First shot was a little cooler. So I guess I startled that one. Military zones I've been at so far had a lot of zombies. Infected, whatever you want to call them. They became like that because of an infection, but let's not kid ourselves. When I used to watch zombie movies, that's pretty much the kind of person that would be running around eating brains. The first time I met Alexei, the first time we were able to sit down together and make a fire and have conversation, he told me a lot about his former comrades, Pavel and Boris. He says he didn't know Boris for long. Also said that Boris was too soft for this world. Young security medic. He couldn't make it. As Alexei said, Boris would be scared all the time. But what baffles me even more is Boris looked at the infected and he still saw them as people. Yes, you heard that right. Said he felt bad killing these because he was living with the hope that one day, maybe one day, a cure could be found and all unnecessary deaths could have been avoided. Let's just say I don't share his views. As everyone was still alive, I reckon seeing a lot of criminals who, in my opinion, did not even deserve to breathe. These infected, these zombies, they live to kill. And they don't deserve to share the same space as us. I hate them with a passion. Listen to them. Animals. I don't know how this infection started. I certainly as hell don't know why this infection started. All I know is that prior to the world becoming what it is, I was filled with love and hope. And now every day I walk around feeling hate and anger. But not the type of anger that makes you scream. Rather, that type of silent anger that consumes you as time passes. Anger that takes over your soul with each breath. Anger that sometimes makes you forget how beautiful the world used to be. Anger. I remember my musical choices were not popular when I was younger because I would listen to rebel American bands I remember this band called Downset. They were into some sort of rap metal, kind of a cheap Rage Against the Machine. And I remember a song called Anger. And the singer would start the song by saying repeatedly, anger, hostility towards the opposition. Anger, hostility towards the opposition. Anger, hostility towards the opposition. And every step I take in this world has the words in my head. Because I know today, if I get out the house, someone is going to get killed. Are they actually real someones? That I don't know. But if there's still anyone in there, their only presence, their only meaning is to die. Because their lives have no purpose. Their existence is a splint in our foot. And now, those few and far between who are still alive, those few and far between who are still breathing human life, it's up to us to make sure this world keeps just a semblance of sanity. My late wife would not like me saying this, but I hate this world and everything it stands for. I really do hate them all. I'm ready to love other survivors and help them. To serve and protect. Thought I'd heard another one. I remember before the invention hit, I'd heard people outside of my country say that Russia was tough, Russia was difficult, and Eastern European countries, they're not the same as us, blah, blah, blah. I wonder how America is looking now. Are they destroyed just as we are? Or is it just us? And if it is just us, why isn't anybody else helping? But I heard the world has been destroyed. I heard what we all came to know might never exist anymore. And from the looks of it, it seems to be what this world has come to. Death, desolation, hopelessness. But every day I try and thrive. Die fucker. A coat with a few bullets. I'm gonna make noise and get rid of some of them. One shot. There's a container over there I could hop on. I think that's what I'm gonna do. That ought to attract some. Yep. There's one over there. Was. I remember watching action movies when I was young with my father. And we'd always watch these Rambo war movies. And one thing my father taught me is if you're stranded, if things are getting hard on you, use everything you can at your disposal. Everything. I took those words to heart. And in this world, nothing is no one's anymore. So I've simply decided that whenever I could put my hands on anything, a gun, an axe, everything that allows me to defend myself, I would. Why waste your favorite weapons when you can use ones that can be just as effective at dispatching the enemy? Now I've got the Derringer with a few ammo. That's going to be another filler. This guy had a head torch. So this doesn't look like a very lucky run today. But at this point, I'm just happy to be in the outdoors. And every zombie I kill makes the world a safer place. And those military zombies, they're a pain. Okay, so now I've got bullets. I was able to afford coming here without really wasting my principal resources. So in itself, although my finds have not been legendary, this has been an okay run. I've had worse. Utility butt pack, eh? That will match the assault vest I've got at home. Okay, let's see now. Old battery, I can get rid of that. One of two tapes, I can get rid of that. Yet another gun cleaning kit. And you know what? Not keeping that cold. Alright, and you know what? Let's eat and free up some space. So do I have enough space for that now? I do. So I can take this butt back. And soon enough, I'm going to be making my way back home. Nice house. I'd say strange location, but who am I to judge? Nothing in there. So time to fill up some, time to drink some and get filled. There you go. So I will just fill that up and be on my way north. Nothing worth mentioning in there. Nor there. All right. I will eventually find a house to rest. Maybe revisit my magazines and ammunition. Eat. Maybe relax for the day and then make my way back to base. Is that a hunting cabin? It is. So let's reassess a little here. Okay. So let's clean up a little. So this can go. That magazine I will not need anymore. That's pristine. Is there one that's not in as good a condition? Pristine. Pristine. And pristine. Jesus, okay. All right, let's eat some more. Ah, canned bacon. Remember real bacon? Oh, that's food, the food of the gods, people. Okay. So it was a nice little visit here. I liked it. And I will probably come back to this place someday with Alexei. Oh, there's my map. I was looking for it. All right. So that's that for now. I'm happy I took the time for the run. You guys liked what you were listening to, what you heard, what you seen. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks, and I'll see you again for another chapter of the life of Sergei Starkyov. All right? A nice day, folks.